Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. I have a fun collaboration today for you, and I will let you know more about that in a few minutes. But if you are new here, welcome. My name is Brenda, and this is my sweet Oliver. If you're returning, you know we love you. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, DIY number one. So I took these pieces from Dollar Tree. Last year I removed the paper and the trim that was on them. And this year I was like, what am I going to do with these? So I am going to paint them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Maize. Once they were all painted, I used my wood glue and hot glue here, and I'm going to glue the two together. And you guys, the whole time I'm doing this, I was thinking, "Ugh, I don't know, this is going to look dorky. I don't think I'm going to like this, but you know what? I think this is my favorite piece out of the whole 10. But anyways, I'm going to glue them together. And then I took a hexagon coaster that I had from Michael's. I painted it yellow and black, and I'm going to glue it right onto the front there, just like that. And then I'm going to take my braided jute twine that I get from Amazon. It's in my Amazon store. If you're interested in, I love this stuff. I use it all the time. And I have a link to that store in my description box. But I'm going to go all around this, what I call a flower. It doesn't really look like a flower, but that's kind of my thought on it. I am going to go ahead and take some little strips of that twine, and I'm just going to outline just like where those trim pieces were that I took off. Then I got these last year, these rub-on transfers from Amazon. They are so adorable, and I just added one in each space. Now, I went and looked to see, because they are in my Amazon store, but they are unavailable right now. I did add some to my Amazon store that are very similar to this. They're just not as cute or as whimsical. But that's all I did to that. I just stapled the hanger, or some of that cord as a hanger on the back. And that's all there is for this. And I just look at that and I just think it is so stinking adorable. I just love how this came out. I hope you do too. You have to let me know in the comment box below. Okay, DIY number 2. So I'm going to take this placemat that I got from Dollar Tree last year, and I'm going to remove the back layer of it. So I'm just using my scissors here. I didn't want to have to get up and go in my room to get my seam ripper, but so I just used my scissors to cut the threads that hold them together. And it wasn't hard at all. It came off pretty easy. I did do a little ironing it to make it all flat, and then I took two of these flowers from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to trace them out. I'm just using a pencil. I didn't want the pen or the ink to soak through that fabric. Once I had them cut out, I painted these flowers with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. And then when they're dry, I am taking tacky glue. Now, I will be honest, I tried this with Mod Podge, and they did not, that fabric for some reason would not stick. And I don't know if it's maybe because my Mod Podge isn't thick enough. I know they make a fabric Mod Podge that I used to have, but I ran out. So I tried using my Aleene's tacky glue, and that worked much, much better. This stuff stuck right to that. So then once I was done, I took two of these, I think they're like 3-inch wood rounds. I got them years ago from Amazon. I'm going to paint them with Folk Arts Sunny Porch, I think it's called. And then I'm going to use my Titebond glue and hot glue. I don't know why I used the hot glue on this. I really don't need it because it only takes minutes for it to stick. But I'm going to glue those pieces onto the front of the flower. And then I'm going to glue on some of this yellow fuzzy yarn from Chanel yarn from Dollar Tree. I'm just using my hot glue, and I'm going to go around both flowers with that all the way around them, just to kind of trim it out a little bit. And then after I'm done with that, I took this bucket from Dollar Tree and a 5-gallon paint stir stick and painted them with that Sunny Porch. And then I decided I want to make stripes around this bucket. You guys, putting painter's tape around something round is not the easiest thing. I'm trying my hardest to make it even, and you can see all the puckering. I knew I was going to have bleeding, which I did, so I kind of had to touch it up. My stripes are not straight, but you know what? That's okay. It's still fun, and I love the way this turned out too. But once I got that done, I went ahead and I painted using my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, which is black. And I'm just painting each area there that was taped, that was not taped. And then once that was done, I took my Titebond glue and a little bit of hot glue again. I don't know what I was thinking. And I'm just going to glue those flowers together. And then I am going to staple them. These were thick enough together that I could staple them. And then I'm going to take my paint stir stick and using my Titebond glue and my hot glue again, I'm going to glue this to the back of my flowers, and then I'm going to staple those on as well. And I had a little thicker staples for that I used, but that should be not going anywhere. Then I took some floral foam. I glued it to the bottom of my, inside my bucket here. I'm just going to stick this stick right in there. And then I'm going to fill it all up with some Spanish moss here that I got from Hobby Lobby. And man, that stuff makes a mess. I always have to clean afterwards. I got this bee from Hobby Lobby. It was $1.49, and I think that's what it said, right? And then 40% off of that. But I'm going to paint the yellow part of the bee with Waverly chalk paint in the color maize. I'm going to take my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink and paint the raised stripes. And then I tried to be very careful there. And then I painted the wings. Oh, I painted the antennas black as well. And then I'm going to paint the wings with white, my Snow White chalk paint. And yeah, I'm not going to add a face to it or anything. I guess I missed. I glued it on using my Titebond glue and hot glue to the stick. And then I'm just going to add some big sunflowers to my bucket. And that's all there is for this one. I think it came out really cute. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting, but it was really fun to make. And there it is. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one as well in the comment box below. Okay, today I am working with my friend Jackie with Crafting in Mimi's World. We got together and decided to do some bees, and so we both came up with 10 bee DIYs for you each. So make sure after you watch my video, you go and check out Jackie's. I know you won't be disappointed because she is amazing. I will have links to her video and her channel in my description box to check her out. Okay, DIY number 3. So I'm going to take a pizza pan here. I'm going to lightly sand it, and then I will wipe it off and paint it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. Once I had it all painted and it was all done, I did front and back. I'm going to go over it with some Mod Podge. I'm going to put a lot on the front, but apparently not enough. But anyways, if you do this or recreate it, I would suggest adding Mod Podge all over that because that will help protect the paint from scratching off the metal because that can happen. And it happened to me when I was cutting off the fabric that I'm going to use. And it's because I didn't do Mod Podge, and I don't know why I didn't. I usually do, and I should have. But I added some of this burlap from Dollar Tree, and I'm just trying to smooth it all out, trying to get it to adhere to that Mod Podge. And I remembered I'd done this before, and it takes a lot of Mod Podge for that to really adhere. And you see me adding it, the edges just weren't sticking very well. So I kept trying to add to the edge. And then finally I said, you know what, I'm just going to pour it all over. And that's what I did. I just kind of kept pouring it all over and brushing it in. And then that's when it really started sticking. This is where I was trimming off the excess, and I'm cutting up and I'm scratching up my paint. So I did do a touch up of paint, but yeah, it was scratching easy, and I should have put Mod Podge on it. But I'm going to just glue some of my rope from Dollar Tree all around the inside of my pizza pan here. And then I'm going to take some of these yellow ribbon, flower ribbon. I think this comes from Hobby Lobby. If it's not Hobby Lobby, it was Dollar Tree, but I'm pretty sure it's Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to glue this all around the edge, partly to help cover up some of the scratches. I didn't want to paint it again and do Mod Podge, so I thought I'm just going to add this flower. Plus it gives it some color, and you know, bees and flowers go together, right? So after I have this all added on, I'm going to make some holes, some hanger holes, using my small crocodile. And then I'm going to just take some twine and add it through those holes before I do the next step. So I'm just going to tie knots on the end, and then we have a hanger. Then I had bought this year from Dollar Tree just about a couple weeks ago because I knew we had this collaboration coming up. And I'm just going to use some fix-all glue here, and I'm just putting it on all the raised areas on this. And I'm just going to glue this right in front, just like you see. And I laid some stuff down on it to hold it in place, left it overnight, and there it is. Sorry about the lighting, but there it is. I think it's really cute. I just love that burlap. You have to let me know what you think about that one as well. Okay, on to DIY number 4. So I'm going to take one of these mason jar cutout things from Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove the twine from it. I'm going to remove the metal pieces using my heat gun to just kind of try to soften the glue that's holding those in place. This was a little harder to do because I'm trying to hold my heat gun and trying to raise that metal piece without it moving, and finally I give up and just turned off my heat gun, and there it comes right off. But then I just started removing the paper. It didn't take too long to remove this, but it was kind of being stubborn. Once I had all that top layer removed, I spritzed it down with water, waited about 5 minutes, and then I'm just going to use my paint scraper to remove that paper. Okay, I'm going to take some of this paint, the outrageous orange, true burgundy, and yellow ochre, and ochre, I think. Anyways, I mix those together to make this color. I didn't have anything that really looked more like the color of honey. I don't even know if this looks like honey, but this is what I came up with. So I'm just going to paint this piece with it. And when it was dry, I took another one of those rub-on transfers that came from the same set from the first project, and I'm just going to rub it onto the front. I just love these. They are so colorful and so pretty, and it doesn't take much to rub them on at all. I mean, that was like, what, 3 seconds of rubbing. Anyways, they just adhere to it really quickly. After I have this all done, I'm going to add this honey word that comes from that same set. And then I felt like it needed something a little more. So I'm just going to make some little stitch lines all around it. And then I took some of this fabric from Dollar Tree and I cut out a piece here. And I'm just going to glue it to the top of my little honey jar. And then I'm going to add some twine around it and tie a knot around it. And after I did this, after I got this piece done, I was like, oh my goodness, I am pretty sure I have some honey dippers somewhere. And I should have painted a honey dipper and added it to this. But oh well, I didn't want to have to search for it. I have no idea where it's at. Anyways, I might have already used them already. Anyways, I'm going to make a 4-loop finger bow, and I'm going to take some twine and wrap my fingers 4 times with it. I'm going to cut off a long piece. I'm going to take that and I'm going to wrap it around the twine between my fingers, come underneath and through, and then bring it around into that loop that I just made and pull really tightly to create that knot. And then I'm just going to hot glue it right onto the front. And then I took a little resin bee that I have from Amazon and glue that on the middle of my bow. And there we have this sweet little piece that would be really cute in a kitchen. Anyways, you have to let me know what you think about this one as well. I hope you guys are enjoying today's videos and this collaboration with Jackie from Crafting in Mimi's World. She is amazing. If you guys don't know who she is, make sure you check out her channel. You will not be disappointed. But I have been wanting to do bee DIYs for a few weeks now, and when I was thinking about it, my first thought was Jackie, because I told her when I think of bees and gingerbread, I automatically think of Jackie because she is the queen of gingerbread DIYs, and I also think the queen of bee DIYs. She does amazing jobs, and I know when I watch her videos, I'm just like, how does she come up with this stuff? And it's so stinking cute. It's about as cute as her little laugh. But anyways, I love bee themed DIYs. As I was preparing for what I wanted to create, I went and looked at some of the stuff that I made last year, because sometimes I'll think of something and I'm like, did I make that already? So I have to go back and look. And I am just like, oh my goodness, I made some really cute bee stuff last year. How am I going to match that? But I'm going to do my best. So I hope you are enjoying this video. I'm sure this will not be my only bee video. I usually do at least 2, maybe 3 a year, depending on how those bee vibes are going on and if you guys are enjoying them. But anyways, make sure you check out her channel. And again, if you're new here, I'm so glad you stopped by today. And if you enjoy home decor on a budget, I would love it if you'd hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family as well. And then let me know in the comment box that you're new here. I'd love to get to know you. And then make sure you guys all comment, like, and all that stuff, not just with my video, but also with Jackie. Help her out as well. So with all of that, I think it's time to continue on with the video. Okay, on to DIY number 5. Halfway there, guys. I'm going to take a 12 by 12 wood piece. I'm going to paint it with Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. I'm pretty sure I got this from Amazon, but you could use the ones from Dollar Tree. I'm going to take a new Chalk Couture transfer that I just got. It's called Bee Patterns, I think is the name of it. I'm going to fuzz it because it's the first time I'm using it. It is huge. It's like 24 by 24 or something like that. I usually don't get those big ones because they are kind of hard to work with. But when I saw the bee pattern, I knew I had to use it. So after I fuzzed it, I'm just going to lay it over my board here and get it all laid out just like I wanted. Make sure there's no air bubbles. I'm going to use my chalk paste in the color Harvest. What was that? I couldn't even see it now. I can't think of the color. Anyways, it's Harvest Shimmer. That's what it is. Harvest Shimmer. Anyways, I'm going to go over the bees, and then there's some little dots in between the bees with this color. And then I'm going to lift up my transfer so that the paste does not dry on my image on the silk screen. And then I'm going to lay it back down and make sure there's no air bubbles. And then I'm going to go over the flower part with my black velvet chalk paste. And I'm going to continue to do that through the whole board. And let me tell you, it did take me some time. But if you are have never heard of Chalk Couture, I am a Chalk Couture designer. I love this stuff. I have links to my Chalk Couture page in the description box if you're interested and would like to look it up. Or you can always email me. I'm happy to answer any questions. But I really enjoy using this, and it always makes stuff look so pretty. And yeah, so that's all I'm going to say about it this time. Normally I give you a whole spiel, but if you have any questions or would like to try it out, just email me or check out my link in the description box. So I'm just going to continue on as you see me here going over the black. I have my hands really sped up, but I'm trying to be very careful not to get the black mixed in with the Shimmer Harvest. And yeah, but it did take some time. And one of the reasons why I don't like these big ones, it is harder to wash them. So yeah, it took me some time to get that part done. Then I had to wash it also, but I got it done. So then I took one of these plaques from Dollar Tree, and I'm going over it with that Shimmer Harvest. I added some water to it to make it a little more like paint. And then here I'm like, oh, I should have painted this white first. And I thought, well, it looks okay. So I just continued to go over it with that Shimmer Harvest. And it's very shimmery, let me just say. Then I took some 1-inch wood letters that I have from Amazon. And this blessed sign, I think, came from Walmart. I'm going to paint them both with my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. Then I'm going to use my wood glue and hot glue to glue my plaque onto the front of my sign here. And after that, I'm going to make sure that it's very even. And then I'm going to take those words and I'm going to use my Tite Bond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue that I absolutely love. And I'm going to use it to glue on my blessed word here. And I did that with the bee word as well. Then I got some ribbon for my stash, and I am going to make a double bow, and I'm just going to do the awareness ribbon on both of them, scrunch them up in the middle, and then put them together and tie some twine around it. That's hard to say at 9 o'clock at night. I am doing this voiceover at 9 o'clock the night before it goes live. And yeah, whew, it's been a busy 3 days. Let me tell you, it took me 3 days to get these all done. So I'm going to just dovetail the ends by folding them in half and cutting at an angle. And then I am just going to make some holes in that board with my big mouth crocodile. This is in my Amazon storefront link as well. And then I just added a hanger there with some twine, and I'm going to glue on my bow. And then I took one of those resin bees, put it on my little plaque, and I'm going to take another one of those bees. I think these bees actually came from Hobby Lobby. Glue it on the front of my bow, and then there it is. I really like how this came out too. I think it's really special. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Okay, DIY number 6. The countdown is on. And we're going to take 4 of these blocks, these wood dice from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to glue them on top of each other. So that you have two strips of 2. I don't know. Anyways, I am going to paint those with Waverly chalk paint in the color Maize, and then I took some small wood hearts that I got from Hobby Lobby in the wedding section. It's a big bag of hearts. I'm going to paint them black. Then I decided I'm going to create some stripes along my little dice here. Now that one you see that's already finished, that was a trial project. Wasn't quite happy with the one with how it came out. I did kind of touch it up a little bit and fix it. But I am trying to do better on this one. So I'm just going to make some stripes all across the body part here. And then I'm going to paint the top part of the head with black. I was trying to make it, I don't know what I was trying to do. I had a picture I was looking at that I was trying to kind of make it look like, and it just wasn't looking right. But yeah, so I ended up just doing like a widow's peak in the front. And then I'm going to make some faces. And the first one is kind of funny, kind of looks mad. But it's fun, you know? It's fun making these things. So I'm just going to use my markers, using a Sharpie and a paint marker to draw on their little faces. And then after that, I'm going to take some wire. Now, I just ordered some black floral wire because I had green, and then I found this silver in my drawer. And so I'm just going to make some little antennas with the silver wire. And I'm just wrapping it around a pencil using my little needle nose pliers to start the ends, and then just kind of curling them on each side with my pencil here, just wrapping them around. I don't know how long it took me to do this part. I was playing around with this for a while. Let's just say for a while. And then once I got it to where I liked it, and I'm going to take, almost looks like Martian. You know what I mean? The old-time Martians you'd see on TV. You know, it looks kind of, the antennas remind me of Martian antennas. I don't know why. Oh, maybe it's just getting late. Anyways, I'm gluing those on, and then I just took some sunflowers. These came from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to glue those over that where I glued those antennas on. And then I'm going to glue those hearts to the back to be wings. And yeah, I'm done with that part. Now the second part of this, I took some of these wood rings. I got these from Amazon, and there's, I think, 5 different sizes. Now these 2 are the same size. I glue those together. I'm going to add another smaller size to it, and then I'm going to add 3 more smaller sizes. You'll see this. Just constantly going up on top of each other. And then once I had these all connected, I had 4 more that I put on the opposite side of it, so on the bottom side of it. So if you can't tell, we're making a little honeycomb. So then I took this is a pretty thick piece of dowel. I think it came from Dollar Tree. They have a set of 2, and I think this was from that. I painted that with one of those little plaques from Hobby Lobby with that yellow ochre. And then I'm going to just use my Sharpie to make honey for sale, and have made some happy dots, and then did some little stitch lines around it. And then I'm using my oh my goodness, I can't think tonight, Type-on glue and hot glue to glue that dowel onto the back of my sign, and then I'm going to take this plaque and paint it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. You guys, I'm sitting here constantly wiping my eyes. I just took Oliver outside, and now something has started up my allergies because my eye is just watering like crazy. Anyways, maybe that's what's going on. I'm just distracted because of my eye. I'm going to, who am I kidding? I just do this all the time. I'm going to make a black, like, you know, the beehives have the little door, the little hole or window, whatever you want to call it. But I'm just using, I started out with my Sharpie, and then I just used my black paint marker, just colored in more, painted in more. That found it a lot easier to do it with that. And yeah, there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to just glue them onto the base here with my Titebond Quick and Thick multi-surface glue. I'm going to put a little dab of that glue onto the bottom of my dowel and stick it right inside my honeycomb. And then I'm going to just add some flowers along the base in front of the little bees and the honeycomb. And then I'm going to use my glue gun here that I have specifically for gold glitter glue, and I love using this to make it look like honey coming out of the honeycomb, and that's what I'm doing. And there it is. Look how cute that is. Their faces are funny, but I love this. It is so fun. I love whimsical stuff, I guess, you guys, because I just have so much fun making them. Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreations, and we have Joni. Look at these beautiful pieces. That lamb one is so beautiful. And those little ducks. Oh, they're so cute. Thank you, Joni. And then Talitha made this beautiful He Is Risen. She recreated Kathy Joe's. And I made something similar to that a couple years ago too. But anyways, no lights on mine. Tina, I love your cross. It is beautiful. Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing your creations with us. And if you have a creation or a recreation that you would like me to showcase, you can send pictures to my email address that's listed there, or send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, DIY number 7. 3 more to go. Okay, I'm going to take this hexagon from Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint it with Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. Once it was dry, I am going to cover it with some Mod Podge, and I'm just going to brush it all in and wait till you see what happens. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. I'm going to take my beautiful tissue paper that I got last year from Amazon, and I laid it on. I'm covering it with my parchment paper, going over it with my heat press so it reactivates that Mod Podge. And then I trimmed off the excess, and I'm trying to get my Mod Podge, it won't squirt, and I'm trying to get it to squirt out, and watch what happens. Pop. Oh my word, I had such a mess. But once I got it all cleaned up, I was able to kind of dry the Mod Podge on my sign and get any bubbles out, and I sanded off the excess, and yeah, it was still okay. I could still use it. But I took this hexagon sign from Dollar Tree, and I wanted to remove this trim only because it was so crooked. When they laid it on there, it was really crooked. I mean, you could see the black coming out on the other side of the frame. So I thought, I'm just going to take off that frame and reposition it so it's not so crooked. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm just gluing that back on with my Titebond. I used the clamps to clamp it down for like 5 minutes. Then I just kind of repainted the black with black, painted the trim of it with the yellow, and then I painted that bee just like I did with the previous bee that I used on the first or second DIY. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to trace this little glue pin out, and I'm going to paint it white. I think this is perfect size for the bee's eyes. And then after I painted it white, I'm going to give it a little bit of a mouth, and I'm going to color in the inside of the eyes with some black to make those little pupils. And that's all I did. No nose, nothing. I'm just kind of giving it a cute little face here. And then I am going to use my Titebond glue and hot glue again. I don't know why I'm doing that. Oh my goodness, I don't need hot glue with that stuff. It sticks so quickly. Anyways, I did the same thing here too. I'm on a roll. And I'm just going to glue those on top of each other. And I'm not going to put a saying. I thought about putting a saying, but I just thought, no, we're just going to keep this fun and whimsical. I'm going to take some twine. I tied a knot on the ends. I am going to pull the folded part through the hanger hole. And I did cut that a little too long. I did have to trim it down, but I'm going to take some of these beads that I got last year or the year before from Amazon. They're also in my Amazon store, I believe. And I'm just going to put 3 on here, and then I'm going to tie a knot below them. This was kind of, it took me a minute to figure out how to get those beads through, but I don't know why. This was late at night. I did this late last night. I was finishing up for the night, and yeah, I was glad to be done with this project. But anyways, I tied a knot on the top of those beads as well, and then I'm going to string it through the back part. I hope you can see what I did because I'm having a hard time explaining it. But there it is. I think this is so adorable. I love that tissue paper. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Okay, DIY number 8. Ooh, okay. I took one of these terracotta pots and I had painted it with my maize color, and I thought, wait a minute, I really don't want this to be yellow. I want this to be more of a honeycomb color. So I took my yellow ochre and I am just going to brush over that yellow, but I want some of the yellow to show through. I don't know why. I just thought it would look nice to have a little bit more dimension with the yellow showing through. So that's what I did. So after I had that all done, I'm going to use my paint marker again to color in the door. And I love painting on these terracotta pots. They're just so easy to paint on it. They dry so quickly. I just love them. But I'm going to take some of these beads that I have from Amazon and I'm going to glue them all around my pot. And this is a super simple one, you guys. It could be done very easily. You can find these beads usually at Dollar Tree. You can find some similar beads, but you can also find them at Hobby Lobby. So I decided to make some stitch lines as well coming out of the door, and then like a beads coming to the door. Here I was trying to make a heart, but it didn't really look like a heart. It looked more like a wing. Like a bee's wing. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Looks like a bee. Bee for Brenda. There we go. So then I took just another stem of the sunflowers and stuck it in the little hole. I'm going to glue one of the bees onto one of the sunflowers there. I'm going to take another sunflower and just kind of glue it to the bottom part there. And then I took one of these saucers. I decided to paint it as well, the same color, and I'm going to use my Tite Bond glue and hot glue again. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm going to glue those two together. And then I decided to just kind of lengthen the door a little bit to go onto that. I just felt like it needed to be a little taller, and that's why I added that saucer. But there it is. I think it is so cute, and it would be just so much fun to just have sitting on a little shelf somewhere. Yeah, anyways, you'll have to let me know what you think as well. Okay, DIY number 9. You guys, I'm not used to talking so much. I think I'm worn out. Okay, I'm gonna take one of these signs that I got from Hobby Lobby at Christmas time. I think they were normally like $2.99, but it was 50% off. So I think I paid like $1.50 for it. I'm gonna paint 2 of the stripes black and 2 yellow. That's why I used the tape there. And then I'm gonna take some floral foam and glue it in place. Have you ever seen a square not honeycomb, beehive? Because you're going to see a square one today. So I'm going to glue some rope along the edge there. And then once I had that covered, I'm just going to go back and forth over this wreath form. Now, originally I thought about taking my football wreath form from Dollar Tree, the metal wreath form, and cutting it in half and using that, but I didn't want to go through all the problem of cutting it. This was one of the last projects that I did. I just wanted to get this done. Doing 10 projects in 3 days, that's a lot, you guys, but I just kept gluing it until I got done. I left a little bit open on the top, and you'll see why. I'm going to create my little door there with a marker. I'm going to add some more of my glitter gold glue for it to look like honey dripping. And then I'm going to make some bees out of pipe cleaners. And I just curled in the end with my little, whatever those things are called. I can't think right now. It's too late. Wrapped it around my pencil a couple of times. I'm going to add my yellow pipe cleaner around that. And then I am going to twist those together around my pencil. And I'm just making sure that like the yellow and the black stay even. And then I go around 3 times. You could do it shorter, 2 times if you wanted. And then I'm going to cut off the black stem. I'm going to leave the yellow one on, and I'm just kind of try to make it stick out a little bit like a point. And then I'm going to take that black piece that I cut off. I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to twist each end to make the antennas. So I'm just going to just kind of curl them in just like you see. Oh man. I think I forgot to take my allergy pill this morning. I think that's what's going on. This happened the last time. I forgot I couldn't remember if I took it or not. And then I had 3 days of horribleness. Oh man. Anyways, I glued those antennas on, and I'm going to take a white piece, and I'm going to make, I'm just going to curl the ends in like you see. And I'm just kind of tucking the ends around that middle piece there, and then I'm going to glue that for the wings. And I made 3 of these, and they are so adorable. I just love them. Anyways, I'm going to take some more of those sunflowers, and I'm going to stick them inside there. And then I'm going to stick my little bees inside. I kind of wish I would have made the ones just a little bit longer, or not cut off so much so they stuck out a little bit more, but I just think this is really cute, and I think it's so much fun. Yeah. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to finish filling this in. I'm going to add my hanger back. I did take off that hanger when I was painting. It was in the way. And I'm just going to add it back in and tie knots on the back of it. And there it is, my square beehive. Oh my goodness. I hope you like this one. I think it's fun. Let me know in the comment box below. Okay, DIY number 10. Oh boy. Okay. I have got these papers. I got these from, I think, Temu right before the first of the year, you know, when I was not supposed to buy anything after the first of the year. Yeah. Anyways, they are so beautiful. They are so vintage looking. I just love these. They're gorgeous. And I'm just showing you what they came with, like 3 of each picture. So I'm just kind of showing you all of the ones that came in this. They're just so pretty. There's so much you can do with these. So, but I'm going to do something really simple. I'm going to use this one, and then one that I had already shown. I'm going to take I'm going to take this 4x6 and then one of the 5x7 frames from Dollar Tree that look like honeycombs. And I just recently got these 2 because I knew this challenge was coming up. And these are really plasticky. I almost think this might be a paper coating, but I'm just doing a light sanding, and I wiped it off just to try to scuff it up a little to take the paint better. And I'm going to take some of that paint that I created earlier, and I painted both of those frames. And then I'm taking my black gilding wax, and I'm just going to brush, just kind of wipe it on just to give that detail of the honeycomb shape a little bit. Then I took the glass and I put it over my picture, and I'm tracing out where I want to cut my paper. And then I'm just going to cut that. I'm going to save those 2 pieces that I cut from this picture. And I am going to, I put it in my frame, went, oh, I forgot the glass. So I'm going to add the glass and my picture here. And I'm going to add the backing. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the 5x7, but I'm going to add those pieces that I cut out. I'm going to add them to the top and the bottom of the page because it wasn't a 5x7 picture. And I really don't think it looks that bad. I think it kind of blends with everything else that's going on with this picture. And then I'm just going to add 2 more finger bows, 1 to each one, just like you see. And that's all there was for this. Super easy, but those pictures are just gorgeous. I just love them. Yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think about this one as well. It's probably not my favorites, but I just love those pictures. They're so pretty. Okay, here is your final reveal. We did 10 of these, you guys. I can't believe it. 10. Oh my goodness. Now I need to take a rest. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure you check out Jackie. I know you won't be disappointed because she always has some fun stuff that she makes. But make sure I will be back again Sunday with the What Would You Make challenge. So yeah, no rest for me. And I can't wait. I think I might be doing some more bee stuff because I still have stuff in mind that I wanted to do. But anyways, with all that, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.